Good morning, all you stylists hanging out in the break room. Good morning. Should your salon carry she hair extensions?
I say yes, because it keeps options open.
Okay, so that's what we're talking about. All the different options surrounding, involving, including keratin bond she hair extensions. That's going to be the main topic. Should your salon carry it? She says yes because there's options. I say yes because hair extensions are freaking awesome. It's a great client experience. It's a great revenue generator. It just builds up your level of being a stylist overall. So that's the short answer. For the rest of you that want to stick around for the rest of it and learn all the details about it, let's get into this. Let's do this. What do you want to start off with? She hair extension or keratin bonds? What are keratin bonds? K-tips.
K-tips.
K-tip.
No. So K-tips is the keratin. It's like the same protein as your hair. So if you get the keratin the right quality, then the protein is the same as your hair, and it fits better, and it doesn't really mess up the hair. What's the other science thing that you say?
I don't know which one you're talking about. So
protein.
Protein. You're talking about the bond. You're talking about the tip part that the hair is attached to.
Yes.
So that tip, yes. If you get good quality hair extensions that are made out of pure keratin, which is the same protein your hair is made out of, that's what you're saying.
Correct.
It's going to attach to the hair much more gentle, much more safely, much more securely. It's going to last longer and better into the hair. It's going to be less friction, less damage, less stress, less pull. So when the extensions get removed, then the natural hair that it was attached to is still intact. It's not weakened.
Right, or no breakage.
You see people, they say like when they get their hair extensions taken out, they have to take a break in between sets. Have you heard about that?
Yes, I've heard about that. And sometimes, like, from observing like you do them and at the salon, when I see them getting done, I don't see like why, but I can imagine, because some people think that because they probably didn't have a good experience with them, or when they got them put on, it wasn't maybe a good quality, and they seem like either breakage or something wrong with their hair, so they're like, oh, I need a break. That's what I think.
If you don't install them correctly, then yeah, because there's a problem. Those tips, they could be made out of plastic. They could be made out of resin or some type of glue. They can be made out of some kind of polymer material. Not everything is 100% keratin protein. Obviously, the better the cost, you kind of get what you pay for.
Yeah, that's actually what it turns out to, because a lot of people are like, oh, I found it on Amazon for like $30, and it's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, you did. You found it. It's plastic
but what
tips,
quality and like what kind of hair is it?
So that's the whole difference. When you use keratin protein, it makes surface contact with your hair shaft. When you're using plastic or glue or polymer material, it fuses, it melts and fuses into your hair shaft. So if you're using proper technique and proper products, that's what makes it more gentle. That's what makes it more safe for the hair overall.
And then you don't need a break in between. You can just,
never need a break.
Right. You never need a break. And then you just, get them removed and, brush it out. And then you get it clarified. And then you're like, dry the hair and you're ready to fully get it put back on.
Yeah, extension should protect your hair. All right, so then that's the tip. What about the hair itself?
The hair itself, well, the hair can come from like all different like ethnicities. Was that like Indian hair, Asian hair? What else was there?
Well, there's South America, there's Africa. I mean, look, Australia, every continent, every country, hair comes from all over the world. It comes from everywhere. In America, Indian hair is the more popular one, or it's considered the more popular one because Indian hair, the texture of it matches more to Caucasian hair. Asian hair is considered lower quality, but that's not accurate. That's not right. Asian hair, the cuticle on an Asian hair is larger than the cuticle on a white person, on a Caucasian hair. That's the only difference. So the texture doesn't match. Doesn't mean that's not any better. It's not any worse. It's a texture difference. So for the right type of hair, you got to get the right type of hair extensions. That's the whole difference. The She Hair Extension brand, they use a range. So for the darker hair, they use a thicker cuticle, because it has more pigment in it. Towards the lighter hair, it uses a thinner cuticle because it has less pigment in it. So it matches easier. It matches better. So that's really what it comes down to more than anything else. Okay. The where the hair comes from, I mean, look, it's got to go through a sanitation process.
For sure.
It's got to go through a decoloring process. That decoloring process, it's got to make sure, is it keeping the cuticle intact, the natural cuticle intact, or are they stripping that away? And then they have to put a coating over it. Well, if they have to put a coating over it, then that coating is only good. The hair will be silky smooth, but that coating is only good, and that hair will only stay silky smooth until the coating wears off. So
you got to pick and choose and see.
You got to pick and choose, right?
Fits for you.
And then you got to color that hair too. It's got to go through a coloring process. And that coloring process, man, that better be a good process as well too. Otherwise the color will fade out. And now your extensions look, you ever see extensions where the color starts turning white?
Not really.
You haven't seen it. See, you're spoiled. You've always been seeing good quality hair extensions.
Quality hair, yeah.
So imagine, like when your hair color, from the top, fades. It's nice and rich. And then when it gets down towards the ends, it starts losing its color.
Yeah, like dull.
Starts getting dull and stuff.
Okay.
So imagine that starts happening to the hair extensions.
Yeah.
Imagining, but like halfway through to the bottom. Not, yeah.
Yeah, no.
And the only reason why the top doesn't fade is because it's close to your scalp and it's underneath your hair. So your natural hair is like protecting it basically. So only the hair that's exposed to the elements is the one that gets
so that's not a fun look. Yeah. You don't want those.
For something that's supposed to last 4 to 6 months, imagine you only get about 6 weeks out of it because the color faded out.
No, that's a bad thing.
It's
so you get some good quality so that does not happen to you.
Yeah.
You want a great experience, not like, oh God.
Yeah. So that's
the hair.
That's the hair. That's the difference. So you're not going to get the color fadage. The other thing that when you're talking about hair and you're talking about the selection.
Oh, she has a lot of different
it's got a lot of colors. It's got a lot of different colors.
Rooted, balayage.
Can you name them all?
Oh God.
Rooted, balayage, ombre.
Chartreuse.
Chartreuse is the two-tone, so the first third and the bottom 2/3 is separate colors. Solid colors.
Highlighted colors.
You've got
and the fantasy colors. I love those.
And then do you remember off the top of your head how many textures it comes in?
Straight, curly, wavy. Am I missing something?
Do you remember the lengths?
16 to 18.
Pop quiz, sucker!
Wait, the long one like 22?
20 to 22 inches.
And then I don't know after that.
Yeah, the long.
Stripper hair, I call it. I don't know.
Take a guess. How long is that hair?
30 inches?
Close. 26 to 28.
Oh.
It's tapered at the ends. That's why we say like 14 to 16 or 20 to 22 or 26 to 28 because the last couple of inches is tapered at the ends. Right. So then this way it's not so blunt. So you're not having to sit there and cut half the ends off. It just naturally blends itself in. So that's awesome. Yes. All you got to do then is just cut it in and blend it with the layers.
Wow, I did pretty good.
Yeah, you did really, really, really good with that one. So then the other difference is most hair extensions, well, it doesn't matter what they do. She hair extensions comes in increments of 10. There's 10 strands
10
per
pieces.
pack.
Mhm.
So it comes in a smaller increment compared to some. All right, well, then that makes more sense. Some of the other brands, they come 25 in a pack.
25 or
You don't
50.
always need that many. You don't need a big ass bundle of hair like that.
Mhm.
So the fact that this comes in increments of 10, you can really pick and choose what you're doing.
And you could customize, right?
Yeah, you can customize it way better. So you could get 10 strands of one color and 10 strands of another color.
And you can blend them and make a creative look.
Yeah, because you can alternate your placement strategy, one in one,
Depending
every
on
other
what the
one,
client would like.
or every second one. Yeah, exactly.
It's almost like you're doing highlights, but it's extensions. And it matches with their highlight color.
Well, you actually are doing highlights.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you actually are doing that. I mean, look.
Yeah, or solid colors.
The way you've scattered your fantasy.
Oh, yeah, I got the little purples.
So the way you've put it throughout
A
makes
little
it look like
pop of
little
color.
pops of color, little highlights here and there.
Mhm.
So
That's
that
why I
works out.
say it's fun.
It's very, very fun.
Everybody should try at least a few pieces if you don't really.
So if this
know
wasn't done
about
with
it.
extensions, what would you have had to do?
Oh, wow. You would have to lighten your hair. And then after that, you have to like wait and you get the purple color on there. And then you would have to keep toning if you want to keep up with the color.
How often would you have to retone it?
I would say like every week, maybe two, depending.
That's the thing what a lot of people don't understand. It's like, okay, you strip the hair out, you bleach it, you lighten it, you do whatever you do to it. When you put that fantasy color in, it's like, oh, my fantasy color lasts 4 weeks, 4 months, whatever, not 4 months, but like 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, you wash your hair twice in a month, and even if your fantasy color did last 4 weeks and you were washing it every other day or whatever the hell you were doing to it, I'd be scared to death of having that color in my hair. Fantasy color is supposed to be a direct dye. It's supposed to sit on top of your cuticle. It's not supposed to embed itself. What the hell happens when you want to get rid of it? Like that sounds like a chaotic nightmare. That sounds
Probably
like a
have
hot
to
mess.
like strip it out somehow.
A lot of stripping out.
A lot of stuff.
I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I don't agree with it. So unless you want that color and you're locked in for that color, but usually somebody wants to change all the time.
Yeah, I just do the color extensions just for fun. I don't want to sit there and.
Well, now you've got that with the fantasy. I make a lot of money on people with darker hair using hair extensions instead of fantasy. I put them a little bit closer so it looks a little more blended, but I create highlighted effects using lighter hair extension colors on top of darker bases.
Yeah.
Then it's a chemical-free chemical service because color is considered a chemical service.
A chemical service.
Yeah. So I can now give you dimensional color to your hair without damaging your hair at all. And, excuse me, not only am I not damaging your hair, thickening it, giving you more volume, more fullness,
Especially if you have like thin, fine hair and
Yeah.
you want to make it look fuller. It has its benefits. It's not only just for fun or you want like hair like down to like your boobs, and or like people call it mermaid hair, just for fun. They just want, fullness, or like even if you have like a little sparse here and you want to just pop in a few here and here, you can, and it looks full and it's a nice creative look.
It's a very nice creative look. I mean, the difference on that one though, think about how long does it normally take to get hair extensions put in?
Well, depending on the mastery level. If it was you,
what's the mastery level?
Well, if it's you, you're like a beast, so it'll take like 2 hours. But normally, I'm gonna guess it takes 4 hours. It could be maybe up to 6.
Now I understand what you're saying.
Well, I'm just saying.
I understand mastery level. Now I understand what you're saying.
It depends, like on, I guess, the comfort level or how long you've been doing it, and then you get faster.
You find your hands. That's what I always call it. You find your hands. You just get used to doing it. Yeah.
So I guess like
I'm like
4. Like a machine.
I'm a machine.
Yeah.
I've gotten you. Look, I teach it.
Right.
I do it. I live it. I've done it on you multiple times.
Yeah, I've done a whole bunch of different things with it.
You just get used to doing it. And with anything, repetition, the more often you do it, you just get used to doing it. When you have a plan, when you have a system, when you have a technique and you're following that technique. When I teach these extension classes, it's really about equipping the stylist with multiple patterns, multiple visions, multiple ways of viewing it on the client. Okay. So I'm not doing the same exact thing over and over and over on every single
Right.
body. No. Each type of hair requires a different approach. And based on that approach, you need to be fluid. You need to be adjustable. You need to be creatively evaluate what's happening with that client's hair and then say, okay, for this type of hair, I should do it this way. For this type of hair, I should do it that way.
The placement.
The
it
placement
matters.
strategy is the key to everything.
Yep.
Okay. You can have the best quality hair extensions, but if you don't put them in nicely, forget about it. Vice versa. You can have the worst hair extensions, but if you put them in perfectly, it still looks great.
Yeah.
So so being able to bang out a full head of hair extensions in 2 hours, I can do it because I'm practiced. I have an approach. I have a system, like you're mentioning 4 to 6 hours.
I think 6 at the most. I mean, I don't know how long, because
it's unfortunate. It could take that long though.
Fast, so.
Well, you, like I say, you just spoiled because you working with little Gina, you working with me, you working with a lot of other stylists who
they're really
are very,
fast.
very experienced.
Right.
You've worked with Sandy, you've worked with Jasmine, you work with Bernard. So
Right.
you just got used to seeing people who are very experienced.
Right. That's why I'm like, it could
working
take
all the time.
4, maybe 6.
You've seen the classes that we teach.
Yes, and I'm always.
That's why some of those
helping out
classes take 4
in the
hours.
classes,
Yeah.
setting up and all that.
But then think about the difference of when a stylist their first strand that they put in, and then 5 strands later, 10 strands later,
they get excited,
the difference of
like,
how much
"Oh,
faster it
okay,
starts
I
getting,
get it."
right?
Yeah, because they found their hands, like you're talking about.
They find their hands.
Yeah, and they get super excited.
So that's what works out. That's what makes it so nice.
Mhm.
That's what makes it so easy. So with that said, how do you price these things? Some salons, they charge by the hour. Some salons, they charge by the service. Some salons, they charge per strand.
That's
So
true.
there's so many different ways of going about it,
Right. I guess you have to see, like, in your area, like, what it runs. But then I'd say you shouldn't charge by the hour
Interesting.
because you never know if someone's like timing you and they're like, oh, you said it's, let's say, $100 for this many hours and you did it in less time, so I shouldn't have to pay the extra money. So that's why I feel that you shouldn't charge by the hour.
Okay. All right. I see where you're going with this. What you're describing is an hourly rate. So then if you charge an hourly rate and then it doesn't take you the full hour, so then are you subdividing in 15-minute increments and you're charging accordingly? So your $100 an hour example. So does that mean it's $25 every 15 minutes? Is that how that works? It starts getting complicated.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I'm agree with you. I don't like charging by the hour either. If you're charging by the hour, in the beginning, it sounds attractive because you think you're going to be working, or not you think, you're going to be working slower.
A little slower, right.
So it's going to be taking you a little bit longer to perform the service. So ideally, in the beginning, when you're first starting out, it's attractive because you're making good money per hour because it's taking you a long time, but you're actually penalizing yourself. The more confident you get, the more comfortable you get, naturally, you're just going to get faster.
Faster and faster.
So then this is what you were talking about with the timing.
Mm-hmm.
I've literally seen it. Some salons, they charge by the hour. Now they're trying to stretch the appointment out. And then the clients catches on to this. So they start timing it themselves. And now it's a customer service situation over here. You have a client complaining that it took you 3 hours to do this, but I timed you. You only did 2 hours of work. So you were putzing around for an hour. Why should I have to pay for that?
Right. It could get ugly.
That can get ugly really quick.
Any stress on your shoulders, you're already trying to create a good look and you're getting paid for what you create. So you I feel like you shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
I
It
feel-
moves away from being fun.
Yeah,
It
it
moves
won't
away
be
from
fun
being fun.
anymore. It's stressful, and then it makes you crazy.
All right. Well, then you got per strand and you got per service. You have opinions about those then?
I guess per strand can be okay. I mean, I'm not really good at pricing and all that. So, I mean, I'm always observing and seeing. So, this is not my thing, the pricing.
Per strand is pretty common. You figure out how much a pack of hair costs you. You figure out how much profit margin you need to make on that strand to justify how long it's taking you or how short it's taking you. Well,
your time
and the effect, the look that you're going for as well.
Okay.
Everybody's worried about how long it's going to take in the time.
I feel like you shouldn't worry about that. Like, just
shouldn't at all.
Take your time and do it right. I feel like
work efficiently and consistently. If that takes 15 minutes, so be it. If it takes 15 hours, so be it. Who cares how long something takes? It only matters, is the job done and does the style look like what was agreed on during the consultation? That's the only thing that matters. Now, if you're doing it per strand, then that's fine. The situation that I've run into, that I've seen, unfortunately, budget.
Yeah.
So some clients, they've come and they've told to the stylist, oh, you quoted me 100 strands, or you've been doing usually 100 strands on me. I'm a little short this month. Can you make it work with 80? Like, can you make the same effect, but make it look with less hair? Do you remember what I've told you always about needing hair? What's the answer?
More hair, more hair, more hair. Yeah.
It's always the answer to everything. More hair always is the answer. Less hair never works.
They're probably saying like 80 pieces, but they really want 100, but they can't really do it.
If they can't afford the 100 pieces, but you've done 100 pieces on them before in the past, they know how they look. If you put in less hair, they know how they look. It's not going to feel right.
No.
All right. Also, why did you put in 100 pieces? Obviously, there was a reason for that, to fill in everywhere you needed to fill in.
Yeah.
Then you need 100 pieces. Putting in less hair is going to look thinner. It's going to look straggly. If you're doing it for length, forget about it. That's the thing what people don't understand. If your hair is this long,
right?
If I wanted to extend your hair longer, I need more hair. Otherwise, it's going to look thin and straggly. It's not going to look full. It is a huge difference with that. Huge difference with that. So the per strand pricing gets a little bit crazy. Plus, what if you change the style? So you were doing it this way and you were using this many pieces. Now you're doing it this way, so you're only using this many pieces. Well, clients have weird memories. They remember one thing, they don't remember something else. So then all of a sudden they're like, oh, you used to charge me this much. I was going through my records and you used to charge me this. Now you're charging me this. Why? What the hell? And it's like, do you not remember this entire conversation that we had?
Right, we talked about this.
I've seen it all the way around. It's insane. Absolutely insane. All right. So then per service pricing is the last thing that's available.
Okay.
What's your opinion on per service pricing?
Okay. So I think this might be the better answer, because your per service is like you're getting the hair and you're factoring in your time and work and all that. So then you figure out what's the cost for your time and the hair and to charge the client. I feel like, am I missing something?
No, you're describing it correctly. That's proper way to describe it. What happens is this.
So it's all like factored in.
It's all factored in. It's one price, out the door, done. Nobody has to think about anything. It's simple for the client. It's simple for the stylist.
I feel like that's the better way to go.
The negative to that is, are you overquoting what that client is comfortable with? Have you built out a proper menu? A lot of stylists are like, oh, I'm just going to come up with the service price. It's like, yeah, that's great. But you got to think it through and you got to break it down. Do you have prices for a partial? Do you have prices just for framing? Do you have prices just for bangs? Do you have prices for filling in volume? Do you have prices for length? Do you have the prices for the combination of everything I
Of
just said?
everything.
You got to have a full service menu if you're going to be charging service prices. Okay. Now the client can start wrapping their mind around it a little bit better. If you just ask me to put in your hair extension and I just say, yeah, sure, I could do it, $600. And you're like, oh,
Yeah, like,
okay, what do I get for that?
Yeah.
Plus, you say, I don't know, I just arbitrarily made up
No, I know.
$600. But it's like, okay, $600. Is that a lot of money to you, or is that not so bad?
Not so bad.
Okay. What number starts becoming kind of like, whoa?
Probably $1,000,
Okay.
1,200. Like, oh my god.
So there you go. There is your limit. Okay. Personally, to me, $600 is like, oh, okay, here we go.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
was like, all right.
money is different. You can't
everybody.
spend other people's money for them. You have to be conscious about it. Now, to you, 1,000, 1,200 starts to get your limit. You're like, ugh.
Like,
So now if I say to you $600, you're like, oh, not so bad. I
yeah.
thought it was going to be worse. If I say to you 1,500, you're like, ugh.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Like,
So that's the whole
you have to
difference.
save up and budget
that-
for it.
That consultation is vital. Having that service menu is vital. Here is the thing. Here's my personal opinion about all three types of pricing. And it's my personal opinion directed towards the potential client listening to this and the potential stylist listening to this. Social media has turned hair extensions into the wild, wild west. The expectations are out of control. If you're the client listening to this, you shouldn't worry about how many pieces are going in your head. You should worry about how the style is created. Do you have enough hair in your head to create the style that you're asking for? And if that only requires 80 and your girlfriend has 120, I don't know why you only needed 80. But if it looks right, who cares?
Yeah, as long as
Does
it
your
looks
girlfriend have a big fat head and that's why she needed more hair in her head? Is your hair smaller and more petite? I don't know.
good. Mhm.
It doesn't matter. If the style looks good, then the style looks good. It's like, oh, but you know, she only paid that much for and she got more hair. You weren't there. You don't know what happened. You weren't part of that consultation. For whatever reason, whatever you were charged is what you were charged. But at the end of the day, like I just said, if your style is filled in and you look the way you want to look and you're satisfied,
Right, that's all that matters.
that's all that matters. Now, if you're the stylist listening to this on the flip side of what I just said,
Mhm.
same thing. Okay. Stop falling into this trap of the client asks for this much hair, or social media says you got to put in this much hair, or, you know, whatever. The next stylist over says you got to have this much hair.
Right, you were trained on it and you know the creative look
Mhm.
that you guys discussed. And you know, if it takes 80 pieces, then there it goes.
Then there it goes. And if it takes 100 pieces, then there it
There you
goes. If it
go.
takes 120 pieces, there it goes. Think it through. For that client sitting in your chair, for the type of the hair that that specific client has
Mhm.
right now with you in the moment that you're consulting with, pay attention to that client.
True.
Don't try to fit them in with everybody else. Figure it out for that client. Talk to that client. Quote that client that price. All right. Don't gouge them. Don't rip them off. Be
Right.
fair about it. Now, in the beginning, are you going to underquote? Yeah, maybe. Them's the breaks. It sucks. You're going to have to eat it a couple of times. Are you going to overquote? Yeah, maybe. Could happen. Should you refund them? Should you break even? Should you do something nice for them? Should you do something extra? I don't know. Like I said, them's the breaks. You're going to learn. You got to learn. You have to make a mistake to learn. Okay.
Mhm.
And then eventually you'll start quoting the correct price. I mean, look, last Saturday,
Right.
or was it last Saturday? Saturday before now? I can't tell time anymore.
One of the two.
I goofed. I ordered the wrong hair. Cost me $400 in supply cost. Plus, it cost me another $600 to order new supply.
Well, yeah, because then you got to get the right color.
That was $1,000 mistake.
Mhm. So it's like,
And
you
I'm
had
good
to
at
be
doing
there
this. Look, I think that's the first mistake I've made like that in,
years.
I'm trying to figure out how many years, but yeah,
Yeah.
that's the first mistake I've made in years. It was a big freaking mistake, but I own it. I'm actually using it as a teaching thing in the classes.
Mhm.
I actually wrote a freaking article about it, a whole blog about it, because it was exciting. It sucked in the moment. It
Oh,
was
yeah. You're
painful
like,
in the
oh,
moment.
man.
Obviously, losing $1,000 is losing $1,000, but it was worth it because I learned something. It reminded me of something I had forgotten, of something I had gotten complacent about,
Oh.
at something I had gotten lazy about, because it's just so easy nowadays. I'm on autopilot. You should never be on autopilot. You should
Right.
always be in the moment with the client each and every time. And I needed that slap in the face to remind me of what's up, you know? It comes down to this. When I teach classes,
Mhm.
and especially when I see stylists when they're first starting out, they got this idea that they're just going to practice until they get good, or until they get good enough, or they're not going to advertise it till they get good enough. Remember the conversation I was having with a couple of stylists?
Yes. I
He was
do.
saying similarly to what I'm saying now.
Yeah, like, how do I do it? Or they felt like
So do you remember when I
embarrassed,
told
kind
her
of?
she was embarrassed to talk to people? I said, all right, today is Monday. You just learned hair extensions. Now by Friday, you should have your first conversation. You should have your first
Like, talking about it, right?
or excuse me, I didn't say conversation. I said consultation.
Consultation.
I said, today's Monday. You just learned how to do hair extensions. By Friday, by the end of this week, you should have your first consultation booked. Do you remember her reaction?
She's like, oh.
And why?
Yeah.
Why did she have that reaction?
Probably too nervous to talk to somebody about it.
I told her, you don't have to sell it. You don't have to get them to accept the consultation
Right,
to
just
move
talk
forward
about
to
what
do
you
it,
learned.
but you should do a consultation. She's like, once I get my confidence level built up better, then I'll do that. It's like, okay, when and where is this confidence level magically going to come from? I'm like, fine, then forget about booking a consultation by Friday. By Friday, you should have at least 2 or 3 conversations about hair extensions. She goes, ooh, I'm not a salesperson. I can't just walk up to people and start conversing with them about it. I go, then what are we doing? Why did you just learn this? What was the purpose of today's education? And if you're afraid to walk up to somebody and start talking to them about something, how are you going to build? How are you going to grow? How are you going to do anything? How does anybody know you're doing anything until you tell somebody you're doing something?
They won't know unless you tell them, like, hey, today I learned hair extensions, and how do you feel about it, or have you ever thought about doing them? Or even you could maybe put like one piece in their hair and see how they feel. Maybe they might be like, hey, I want to try it.
So in beauty school, you learn how to do haircuts, blow dry, hair color, perms.
Right.
You may not like some of that stuff. You may not be good at some of that stuff, but in school, you're learning about it. And when people are coming in from the outside, some schools have clinic floors where the public can come in and get practiced on, basically, right?
Oh, yeah.
Or you're performing those services on a mannequin head.
Sure.
So you're just getting your hands used to it. You're practicing it, right? You bring in family members, you bring in friends, you practice on them too.
Practice so you can get better.
So by the time you graduate school and you start working in the salon, you may not be good at cutting hair, but you're doing it. You may not be good at coloring hair, but you're doing it. It's already in you, okay? Mm-hmm. It's not fair. When you learn hair extensions, this idea of I graduated school, therefore I never need to practice anymore, is such a dumbass mentality. You should own 4 or 5 mannequin heads. You have a mannequin head just for blow drying, for hair cutting, hair coloring, updo styling, and hair extensions.
Yeah, extensions, I was going to say.
Now, if you don't do those services, okay, and then if you don't have or you don't perform those services, then minus out a mannequin for that. Okay. But every week, especially in the beginning, You should do one a week. You should do one mannequin a week. I have, I don't know, a dozen mannequins. We got boxes of freaking mannequins all over the place. But I'm saying right there, just in the directly in my little studio space.
That's about 6
because I'm constantly putzing around doing things. Anything I think about. I have mannequin in the truck. I got mannequin in the studio. I got mannequin at the salon. I got mannequin at the learning studio. You know,
one time at the learning studio, I was buried in mannequin heads. I was like, oh.
I had you inventory mannequins for me. What did you do? Like you went through 130 or 150 mannequins? I don't know. I'm just saying, like we just have boxes of them all over the place all the time. You have to practice. You have to practice. Even if you think you're really good, unless you have a client coming in every single day, you should be keeping your hands, your body, your brain going every week. All right. The last advice I'll say on that one is on your station mirror. I'm big on using the station mirror.
Okay.
Write a note, handwrite it, print it, write it with crayon. If you have a kid, make them do it. I don't care. Right.
However you feel.
Just say, I just took a class. My educator is a jerk. He's forcing me to have a conversation about what I learned. Can you help? Please help. Something like that, right? And post it on your mirror. Now your client's going to be sitting there reading this going,
they'll ask you, like,
right?
Hey, what did you learn?
What did you learn? Or who's the jerk? Or how do I help you? Or is everything okay? Are you okay? You know, make a joke out of it. If you're okay, I'm not a salesperson. I'm an artiste. Fine, be an artiste. Who cares? But you got to start a conversation somewhere, somehow with somebody. And if you don't, then you're never going to get anywhere. You're never going to get good. Your business is never going to take off.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not, I don't see in what universe how you're going to go to sleep and wake up and in your dreams, somehow your confidence level is going to get risen higher and your comfort level is going to come up. I don't understand how that works. I can't stand it when stylists say that crap.
I want to say something. So when I see extensions being put in, so sometimes I'll be shampooing, and of course the shampoo person, instead of like laying there like enjoying the shampoo, they're looking and see, oh, what she's getting done over there, and then they're asking me questions
what
about
do you mean?
it. Like the other person in the chair is getting hair extensions. So when I'm shampooing, they like lift their head and they're like, oh, what's that they're getting done?
Oh, another client that you are shampooing that's not getting hair extensions.
Right. And another, right. And then there's a client in the chair getting hair extensions. I'm like, well, these are keratin bond hair extensions. And then they're like, oh, how long? They're like asking questions. And, you know, like I know, you know, most of the answers to it. And if I didn't know, of course, I would ask the stylist, like, hey, can you help educate, you know, me and the client about, you know, this question? So there's always, or if we're working with whatever it is, sometimes people asking questions because like, oh, they're curious about it. So it's kind of cool to be like, yeah, they're hair extensions. They get infused into your hair because keratin is the same as the keratin in your hair. And, you know, it creates the looks that you want, like for fun, whatever it is. So it's kind of cool, like telling them, and they're like, oh, wow.
Do you ever get surprised how many people don't know about hair extensions? Like they've heard of it, but they just don't understand it or they don't know about it?
Right. So they're asking you about it. Yes, I've gotten people. They're like, oh, wow.
And then it's something to think about, right?
Yeah.
Now, here's the power in what just happened. If Carmelina is speaking to a client who is not wearing hair extensions and now just learned something, they may not be interested personally for themselves, but now they've gained some knowledge and they've had a good conversation that was inspiring for them. You don't know who that client knows.
Yeah.
And you don't know in what situation that client is going to be in. She may be out somewhere else, at work, at home, online, wherever, anywhere. She might be talking to somebody else who might be needing, requesting, thinking, asking about hair extensions. Now
she knows something about it.
And she's going to say, you know what? My salon I don't get it done, but I seen
seen
my
somebody.
stylist doing it on somebody else. It looked fun as hell. And when I asked, the other girls that work at the salon, they're very knowledgeable about it. They sound really knowledgeable about it. Maybe you should check them out and talk to them. Instant referral. You just got a referral
Yeah.
for nothing. You don't know when and where that comes from. Okay. Referral business is the key to everything. Social media advertising, posting online that you do hair extensions is a form of asking for a referral. You're asking somebody to see your post and respond to it.
Yeah.
So if you're willing to post online, in addition to doing that, be willing to physically have that conversation with somebody else. Using your station mirror is
That's a good thing,
basically a
too.
billboard to post. Why not? Do it. Go for it. I'm telling you. You got to remind me.
Okay.
I got to take a picture of my station at the salon. It's like a tchotchke. It's all post. It just post of all the different things I'm doing all the time because
You're always doing something.
why do I need
You don't,
what is the mirror? Like a 4-foot mirror, a 6-foot mirror?
Something like that.
And it's like 4 feet wide. It's a massive freaking mirror.
Right.
It's beautiful. It's nice, but for what? Why do I need a full length mirror when I only need this much space to see the client's hair? The rest of all that real estate, no, I'm freaking using it, man. And if that's what's the word I'm trying to think right now? Like some people think that's
like weird or
weird, a better word than weird. Either way, I have no shame.
Like tacky looking.
Tacky, that's the word. So you could put a picture of your dog, you could put a picture of your kids, you could put a picture of your family. That's not tacky.
Or you could just leave it alone and don't put anything at all.
You could just leave it bare. That's not tacky. You could put decorations on it like Christmas and Hanukkah and Easter and Valentine's Day. You could put hearts and stuff. That's not tacky. I like the Fighting Leprechaun for St. Patty's when they do that. That's kind of cool. But that's a different story. Yeah, to me, that's not tacky, but Valentine's Day is tacky, right?
Yeah.
Why can't you advertise yourself? Go for it. Do it. So that's what it's all about. At the end of the day, as far as should your salon carry it, it's an amazing revenue stream. It's an amazing service. It helps your clients. Yeah. It helps your clients. Some clients can't grow their hair because they're constantly fussing with it, putzing around with it. If you put hair extensions, it prevents your client from messing with their hair too much. It'll help their hair grow. Okay. Mm-hmm. Brings in a whole nother color option, a volumizing, a fullness option. People who are recovering from illness, it can help them feel better. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not just for length. It's not just about length. For the professional, look, on Two Guys Chat on the Profitable Stylist Academy, go check that out. Bernard and I just had a whole conversation about professional working women and why they have to make themselves look presentable when they're giving presentations, when they're running offices, when they're traveling for work and they're doing, speeches on stage and stuff.
Yeah, they do. Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're doing things all the time with hair extensions. It's amazing. Look at all these celebrities that we love so much to watch them on the TV. Mm-hmm. It's amazing. Best mirror sticker ad said looking for models. Oh, look at that.
Okay. See, you can advertise.
What a perfect way.
That's awesome.
What a perfect way to start a business, not sound salesy, and start the conversation to get the conversation going.
Right. That's cool.
Looking for hair extension models or looking for models.
Yeah.
You don't even have to say hair extension, just looking for models. What are you doing? Oh, blah, 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 blah. Now you have permission to talk about every single service you have.
That you do.
That's amazing.
Cool.
That's amazing.
I like that.
Yeah. Looking for models. I wish I know who the comment was from so I could thank them. But that's awesome. All right. That just got me so excited. I'm thinking about a new post now, how I can post it on my mirror. I forgot what I was going to say. So we're in agree. Your salon should carry hair extensions.
Yes, I agree.
Agreed. All right. Go to htbbeauty.com. We have a whole selection. There's about 200 colors that you could choose from. Check it out. We have classes. You can request a class. If the dates that we have listed right now don't work for you, you can also request a class. Mm-hmm. We do in-salon education. We do personal, individual, one-on-one coaching. We have multiple locations throughout the country. We could do it in the Midwest. We could do it down south in Louisiana. We could do it out in California, out west. So there's we have it on the East Coast. We got educators across the country. So we can help you. We even have online learning as well, too, if traveling is not an option for you. Mm-hmm. Any way you need the education, any way you need help or support,
just reach out.
That's on you. You got to reach out. You got to take the first step and reach out so we know how to help you. And the way we figure that out is by having a conversation with you, the same way we're telling you a conversation with your clients. So that's my closing. That's what I got to say.
Okay.
Last thoughts for yourself.
Last thoughts is go make a difference one client at a time.
Oh, look at you. You're going to end it? Well, thank you all for watching.
Thank you.
We'll catch you next week. Make a difference one client at a time. Nice one. You got to close this out. Close this out. End the stream.
I did.
Close this out.
The SFTB podcast was not recorded in front of a live studio audience, so thanks for joining us for today's episode. If our hair topics made you smile, give us a thumbs up. Drop your thoughts in the comments. We'll read them while waiting for our caller to process. Share this video with your stylists and friends. It helps us make a difference, one strand at a time. And don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you never miss an episode. Because your hair deserves all the latest and greatest tips.